Hey everyone, it's TM24Fan8 of Viking Gaming Servers. I'd like to welcome you all to episode 4 of our server play series. And today we're going to be continuing the IC2 stuff that we started in episode 3. Hopefully a little more interesting stuff this time. I've got a few ideas. I added this extra metal former because we're already running out of automation slots in the first one for rolling. So added a second one just to be safe. Among the to-do list, we need to make canning machines so that we can make coolant cells, because those are required for overclocker upgrades. And in the interest of making this much less painful for myself as well as you guys, we really want those overclocker upgrades, because IC2 machines are really slow without them. So that's on the agenda today. We may get to the molecular transformers, we may not. It just depends. Those are pretty complicated crafting recipes, so it depends on how much time we've got. So without further ado, let's get started. So first of all, what we're going to want to do is start making our canning machines. We're going to need 2 of these, and it needs lots of plates and casings and stuff. So let's start with the circuits, because those only require 1 plate. And kind of give you an idea of how not fast these machines kind of are. Look at that. It is just not very fast. Seem to be having some lag as well. Not sure what's up with that. I mean, they're not unreasonably slow, but they could stand to be a whole lot faster. And that's what we're going to try to focus on this episode, is speeding them up. And it so happens that the mechanic for making coolant is actually kind of cool. Ha, see what I did there? And because what you do is you pump water into one of these and put lapis dust into it, and what that does is makes liquid IC2 coolant, and you pump that into a second fluid solid canning machine next to it with empty cells, and that will can the coolant into the cells. And from there, let's just go to this upgrade, this recipe here. We've got 3 because our buddy Scotty, I think, was him anyway, gave us a few, which I may end up actually putting to use here. This recipe gets you 2, so it's not terrible, but basically you need to make a 10K coolant cell, and for one of those, you need 4 tin plates around a coolant cell. And the coolant cell is as I described. It doesn't have the recipe in any eye. You can do it with a fluid transposer, but really the way you actually want to do it is with the canning machine from IC2, just to keep it all kind of coherent. Actually, though, I don't know, I'll have to think about that one. I might go the fluid transposer route, honestly, because that can be upgraded at least, speed-wise. A little. I mean, the canning machine can too, but the fluid transposer can get a whole lot faster than an IC2 machine, at least within reasonable amounts of power usage. And an empty cell is just a tin plate in a metal former set to extruding, gives you 3 empty cells. So that's what we're going to work on. Let's get the 16 iron plates we need for the machine casings. And while that's happening, we will go ahead and wait it out off camera. Be right back. Alright, so we have the, if you can't tell, plus is my record key. Sorry about that. Now we have the iron plates that we need for the item casings, or the machine casings. So let's go ahead and get those. Alright. Next step. If I didn't have any eye, I'd be lost. Just telling you guys. Now I'm going to need a total of 14 tin item casings, which involves making 7 tin plates first and then putting them through the roller again. So we'll probably do that off camera as well. Oh goody, I already have 2. So let's make 12 more. And yeah, it's going to need to make 6 plates to ultimately roll into 12 tin item casings. So let's get that going. And just let you watch a couple here so you can see why I'm doing these off camera. Finally got one. And finally got two. So, as you can see, we will be right back. Still crafting. But while that's working, I'm going to go ahead and get out my network tool so I can see through the facades. Because one thing that I'm going to need to do is figure out how I'm setting this up. I'm thinking that somewhere in this little area here, and forgive my pickaxe, it knows not what it does. It is ridiculously fast. Like, we're talking, yeah, I don't even care about back there. So this is where the machines will sit. So let's get us some smart cable. Gesundheit over there. And for one thing, I'm actually gonna need to put a fluid export bus on the first one so that it has water at all times. So let's prepare to run a cable that way. Ah, crap. It's not what I wanted at all. Or, well, yeah, no, it's not what I wanted. Let's just get out these cable anchors, all of them for now, because what the heck, I may need them. And you don't want to watch me dig in my ME network. Unless you do, but I digress. Alright, so we run this cable out here, and this will have a fluid export bus on it for water. And what that will allow us to do then as well is have, I'm going to have to probably isolate this all the way across. There we go. Now what we will do is we're going to need a line out here too, and that one I think I will run off this line. Because this machine is going to need the fluid constantly kept outputted to it, and this one, what we're going to do is put an export bus with a crafting card in it for empty cells, which we do already have auto-craftable, so that's a plus, because that machine, well, you're going to want empty cells constantly in it. So that basically the crafting recipe for a coolant cell becomes make one lapis dust, get one coolant cell. And everything else is just automatically kept stocked. And so I'm going to get out my facades here too, just to kind of preemptively not anger Chris. Although I just had to fix one of his messes earlier, because crafting recipes in the auto crafting system. All I got to say about that is, oh my god. And now we will also put an anchor here. You know, it'd be easier if I just painted these, but crafting or cable anchors work just the same. Why not? And these will be the interfaces. This will output lapis dust to the first canning machine, and then the second canning machine will output into an interface here. And that interface will have hidden from the crafting terminal, or the interface terminal, so that it doesn't show up as an auto-craftable interface, because it won't be. So let's go ahead and make a couple of the slim interfaces. Almost there. Alright, 2 interfaces. And now, go ahead and put one there, and right-click on it and hide it from the interface terminal. So this is the only one down of these that you'll see on the interface terminal. Now what we're going to need to do next is make a couple of export buses. And why don't we actually make the canning machines while we're at it? Because we have all the parts now, I do believe. Oh, there it is. Okay, so now we can put these right here. And I think what we have to do is set this to fluid enrich. Let me double check. Yeah, it's fluid enrich. All right. And this one will just be set to canning. Well, fill cell from tank. There we go. So that the coolant that's exported into here will be in this tank, and it will be exported into a cell. Simple as that. Alright, so I think I can put away that for now. Make the facades opaque again. And what we're going to want to do is make those export buses. Oh, what do you know? We already got a couple. I don't know how that happened, but I'm going to steal them. We can probably put these smart cables away too. Alright, they're both online and using channels, and now we need we also have a crafting card. Interesting. Yeah, you know what? Actually, though, I derped. That's going to need to be a fluid export bus, so let me take that back off there. And here I thought I got lucky. Who am I kidding? I never get lucky. In purely, forget I said that. Oh man, that was bad. So now we're going to set that to export empty cells, and if there aren't any in the system, it will go ahead and craft them, in theory, if I haven't done something wrong. Don't hold your breath. It is, in fact, making cells. Awesome. So there's a couple in here already, and it's going to fill that up and keep it full with auto-crafted cells. We still need to make that fluid export bus, the recipe for which escapes me at the moment. Of course, you can't just use a regular export bus in the recipe. Oh well, we've got the materials. We have all the materials. So next time I need a formation core, I'll have one in the system. Not a total loss. Do we have... Cool, we even have a water bucket to program it. And now what I might actually do is make a couple of acceleration cards as well for that. Just so I can keep up with high demand. Because when you start making a lot of coolant, particularly when you've got these machines started to be overclocked, you, sorry, I'm having faces made at me. When you start to, hello, one of my cards went away. That's interesting. Ah, just vanished. That is cool. All right, well, whatever. One should work for now. And now there is water in the machine. Arrow. Terminal. Respond. People trying to crack me up while I'm recording, I tell you. So now, the next step is we're going to want to... I believe we still haven't automated lapis dust, actually. I could be wrong about that. I probably am, but I'm going to go check. Sorry about the obnoxious factory blocks. Kinda didn't think that through. Oh, cool. We already have lapis dust. Auto-craftable. Which basically means that we just need some ejection upgrades, and I think a fluid ejection upgrade. What are you doing? Oh, yeah, right, it's making tin plates for the cells that it's still trying to fill up. And then this machine will kick in, and awesome. Love it when a plan comes together. So I'm going to need one ejector upgrade. Oh boy. The rolling machine is being monopolized at the moment, and I need to make a plate. Cool. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to circumvent my own system here, and I'm going to put an iron ingot in the other rolling metal former manually, just so that we don't have to wait 3 years for this to happen. Oh boy, the fluid ejector upgrade is just a dream to make. I tell you what, IC2 with their multi-step crafting is, I guess what I mean to say is a pleasure. Yeah, we'll go with that. So let's get that made real quick, the ejector upgrade. There we go. We are crafting the cables. We have the rubber. There we go. Okay, and let's see how close this is to being done. Oh boy, it's only got 27 cells in there out of 64 in all this time. See why we're overclocking these? Yeah. So I'm going to go ahead and craft that fluid ejector upgrade off camera because you saw how complicated that is, and I guarantee you don't want to watch that. So we will return in a moment. All right. So we have our fluid ejector upgrade. Now, we need to shift right click on the proper side because we want it to export out of that side. Doesn't matter what machine we do it on, just needs to be the proper direction. In this case, east. So now what we'll do is put some lapis dust, because we already have some, which is nifty because cool. I don't know. And what this should hopefully end up doing interesting. I wonder what we're doing wrong here. I'm going to go ahead and do some research, and we will be back. Actually, I just realized I think it takes more than one lapis dust. Yeah, that's what the problem was. Now it's working. So now I need to find out how many lapis dust it is, which we'll find out in a minute. Wish NEI had the recipe. Okay, so it's 8. Makes 1 bucket worth, or 1 cell worth in this case, of coolant. So that's cool. I did it again. Now all we need is to encode a recipe for 8 lapis dust equals 1 coolant cell. And the neat thing is, the way IE2 works is it doesn't care how many machines are involved in the process. All it cares is that you give it the ingredients and it waits for the expected result. However you get there is up to you. Ah! Because I can type. Yeah. Let's go ahead and make 10 of these. Because patterns are good. Alright, so 8 lapis lazuli dust. And this will be a processing pattern, as you might have expected. Equals 1 coolant cell. And we are now that much closer to making our overclock. I just deleted the recipe before I encoded it. Well, not hard to do again. Not sure why I just got random bubbly noises. Always a good time. Alright, and 1 coolant cell, and hit the encode button. We'll go ahead and put that in the interface for the, hello, where is the proper interface for the canning? Oh, it's because it's not actually called a canning machine, it's a fluid/solid canning machine. I may rename that interface, I'm not sure yet. but right now I do not care. Next, we need to make the auto-crafting possible of the 10K coolant cells that are required for the overclocker upgrades themselves. And all that is surrounding one of these by 4 tin plates. So let's go ahead and craft us one. And wait for it. Wait for it. Boom. All right. Here, 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 and here. No, get out of here. There you go. And that's actually a crafting recipe. There we go. And that's, as such, we'll just go in a molecular assembler. Molecular. That's just wrong. And I keep getting these random bubbly noises. I don't know if my Minecraft stomach is revolting or whatever have you. And we should, okay, so these are auto-craftable, these are auto-craftable, so now we literally just need to make some of them, and a 10K coolant cell, and we will be in good shape to have auto-crafting completed for overclocker upgrades. It's a process, but it's worth it. And it uses a lot of power, but we have a turbine. We don't need power. Or, well, we don't have a lack of power, I should say. Now we make a circuit. And which one will finish first, the plate or the... Okay, both of them. At the same time, even. Now we need the 10K coolant cell. Just make one of them. We've already got that coolant cell available. So now we wait for 3 tin plates. My wife's over here still trying to make me laugh on the air. I tell you what, she should just get on Minecraft. Don't you guys think? I was hoping Chris was supposed to be here, but I don't know what happened to him. So we're doing this solo. Which, you know, it's up to you guys whether that's a good or a bad thing. Alright, we have the 10K coolant cell, like so, and that will give us 2 overclock. And used to be the recipe only gave you 1, so I guess they decided because of how expensive it is that that recipe should give you 2. I do not at all disagree. Alright, now we can make overclocker upgrades. Oh, and by the way, Chris wanted me to record this prank that he played on me. This all, what is with the bubbles? This all started because Chris wanted to make another Super Soarin' drive in the sky and surround it by clouds, just to have, just so that he could call it cloud storage. It was admittedly, I found it hilarious, but I didn't feel like wasting the resources on another Super Soarin' drive just for that, so as you can see, it was achieved a different way. And so, I tell you what, I don't know what to do with him. The only thing is I'm going to have to move these clouds or break them or something because I can't get to the terminal on the Super Soarin' drive, but I'll screw with that another time. Interesting, the bubbles must have been in that room because once it came down here... Oh, I bet it's the lava from the cobble gen. Yeah. Awesome. Cool. Okay, so let's get the overclocker upgrades we already have. And, what are you laughing at? I don't even... Hello, I put you in the machine. There we go. And see how it decreases process time to 70%, but increases power to 160%. So, and as you get more and more in there, it increases power more than it decreases process time, as you can see. Like, to reduce process time to 34.3%, we're now using 409.6% of the regular power requirement. So at some point you decide where it's no longer worth it to, you know, we don't even use that one. Let's upgrade you. You could use an overclocker to make my coolant faster. And now we're gonna go ahead and make some overclockers. We're gonna go ahead and say 10. And as you can see, it's going to need 56 tin plates. So feel free to take a nap. No, I'm kidding. We'll probably go ahead and do that off camera as usual so that we don't bore you all to tears. That's going to use almost all of my lapis dust, but at least I don't have to macerate any until I get some overclockers in the macerator, because that is even more painfully slow than the metal formers. So let's go ahead and get this recipe going. Good thing is that the cables and the plates are made independently of each other. They're in two separate machines here. You got the roller making the plates, you got the extruder turning ingots into cables, and everybody happy. So that's that. And we will go ahead and return when these are finished, or close to it at least. Alrighty. We have got our overclocker upgrades. Sweet. So let's go ahead and toss another one in here. And let's put a couple in the macerator. I don't care how much power that uses. They are so slow. A couple in the compressor. Let's get one in this machine, even though it's kind of not used just yet. I'm not going to upgrade the cutting metal former until we actually have a purpose for it. I've got 2 left. What to do with them? Guys, I can go ahead and speed up the canner here. And so I've got one more upgrade to expend. Oh, decisions. Let's go ahead and put another one in the rolling metal former, because we use a lot of plates, so it kind of would be nice to have them crafted faster. Alright, so now we have overclockers and the machines are sped up, and we can kind of work on making our way towards molecular assemblers. Transformers, my bad. As you can see, though, they take a lot of crazy stuff. Advanced circuits, advanced machine casings, I mean, just all kinds of stuff. So we're going to go ahead and get those auto-craftable. See, the MT core, we need neutron reflectors. I mean, just all kinds of stuff going on. So we're going to do some more work off camera, and see you in a few. So I just realized, folks, that we're going to need an induction smelter in the automation room, because we need to make IC2's refined iron. And we've got a induction smelter, where'd it go? Right there, but it's not automated anyway. It's just one of our manual machines. And so we're going to go ahead and make another one and put it down in the automation room. Sound cool? I thought so too. Alright, so we're installing our induction smelter here, and we're going to power it with a fluctuating item duct, because I don't want to waste a channel on collecting its output. Sound like a plan? Cool, I agree. And we've already got it fully augmented. It was built with a resonant frame. Redstone disabled. Okay, let's think about this here. We're going to want that side to be the input, and I believe it's that side to be the output. Now we'll need an interface. As usual, a slim one, because they're so much more convenient, and I'm really glad IC2 added them. some of the machines kick in to go ahead and make that. So now all we have to do is encode a pattern that will say 1 iron ingot with 2 pulverized coal equals 1 refined iron. Processing pattern, iron and 2 pulverized coal. Go over here and make it. I wonder if I'm going to need to put a servo on there to tell it to go furthest away. No, actually it just goes because these have servos on them already. Cool. Awesome. So I don't need that. I'll probably still go ahead and put one on there. I should have. Yeah, I've got some laying around. Won't hurt anything. Ignore everything and go furthest first. And redstone is ignored. Alright, so that's that. Encode the pattern. And go down to the induction smelter and go ahead and toss her in there. Now, the next step is we need to make refined iron plates. I do apologize because I'm pretty sure this episode is running long, but I wanted to kind of get some things squared away here, and we may do some work off camera between episodes just to move things along, but we'll always give you guys a recap of what we do off camera if we do something. So I'll toss that in there. See, that's much, much faster now. It just kind of makes you want to gouge your eyes out a whole lot less as I run into the wall. And that goes there. I think we've got one more slot in the first rolling metal former. We do. And actually, I think I'm gonna move, I don't know, do I want to move 10 plates to the... Yeah, what the heck. Let's go ahead and do that, just to speed things up a little bit, because it was not able to keep up with making cells for the canning machine before, so this should hopefully solve that problem. We'll probably just make a couple more overclocker upgrades real quick. And while we're waiting on those, what we're going to need to do is continue working on advanced machine casing. So we'll go off camera again and be right back. Alright, we have advanced machine casings, auto-craftable. So I'm going to go ahead and request 4 of these, and you can see that that's going to be a bit of a process as well. Thankfully, pulverized coal goes through a fully augmented resonant pulverizer, so that's good. And we'll get to see how fast the compressor moves here. So that's also a bonus. So let's go ahead and set this in motion. And you forget how loud IC2 machines are until you are standing right next to one and have forgotten. And we're actually working faster than I would have imagined here. I mean, we're overclocked, but this is still a pretty big recipe. Let's step back from that machine while it's running. So maybe I'll put a sound muffler under the floor over there. I don't know, but oh my god, that's incredibly loud. Or maybe it's just my headphones. Admittedly, it's probably my headphones. How are we coming? Now we're getting there. And I think what I'm going to do is, because we're running a little longer than I had planned, we're going to go ahead and wrap up the episode once these are done being made. And I'm going to go ahead and make the molecular transformer off camera, because you don't need to really watch that tedious mess. And next episode we will focus on automating it, and I'm going to imagine that we're going to need to build a new reactor turbine to so we have 2 of them, because you wouldn't believe how power hungry these molecular transformers really are. It's ridiculous. And plus, I just need an excuse to do an insane autocraft of 32 ludicrite blocks. So there's that. Let's actually get that started right now, because I know I'm going to need them, and I want you guys to see the sheer material requirements. If you don't know, 576 ender pearls, 100 blaze rods. You need 64 enderium blocks. And folks, let me tell you, this enderium takes forever to craft. So this is why I'm starting it now. You need 256 cyanite, because you need 128 plutonium, and it's 2 of these to 1 of these. 288 pyrotheum dust. It's just a lot of stuff. But compared to the last world, where we were using enderium blocks, I think we were getting somewhere in the neighborhood of 22,000 RF per tick with enderium, and we're getting about 28,500 with ludicrite. Some might argue the material cost isn't worth the 6,000 RF per tick increase, and maybe it's not, but we're elitists around here. So we go for the gold. And, well, that's almost done. This is only beginning. I mean, wow, there's no scroll needed. It all fits on one screen. The coal is going fast, but what's really going to hold us up is the enderium and the plutonium, because we're going to have this pyrotheum dust and nothing flat. And how are we coming on that other craft? Oh, I think it's done. Winning! So yeah, we're going to go ahead and call that an episode, and we will do the things I mentioned before in the next episode, do some automation, do some reactor building. It'll be a great time. And maybe even get to see the wife doing a little bit of building, because she hasn't really been involved in an episode yet other than saying hi, so we'll go ahead and get her involved too. So until then, we will, from all of us at Viking Gaming Servers to you, we will see you next time.